Hi, Janita, can you hear me?
Yes, Doctor, I can hear you. Good morning.
How are you faring up now?
I'm okay. I am fine.
That's good.
Yeah.
I
Mm.
guess you're training, you are supporting the big man very well. There was a time he called me
Mm.
and he's interested in joining the course, so I'm sure that is your influence.
But I've been asking him to join, but he was a bit busy because he was still preparing for his finals at UMI. So the time he wanted to join, I was like, no, it's a bit too late. You can't
Mm.
join my intake. You're supposed to wait for another. And he's like, but I wanted to. I'm like, you didn't join that time. So what do you want me to do now?
Mm.
Mm. But last time he couldn't join because the time we were supposed to have classes is the same time he was supposed to be having classes the other side because his classes were over the weekend as well.
Mm. Mm.
Network is breaking.
Mm.
The network is breaking.
Hear me now? Someone
A
tried to call
bit.
me and then
Someone's.
removed me.
Ah, okay.
Sorry about that. Just a second. Okay, so Juanita, I hope you can hear me. Another person has also joined us.
Mm. Yes, I can hear you well.
Kevin, you're welcome. I'm going to first log out, then I log on again because the way I've joined, it's disturbing me.
Okay.
Okay, now I've logged on the right in the right way. Let me rename my microphone, then we can start off. Kevin, how are you? Kevin cannot hear me. Share screen. Yeah. So, Joanita, we are using this.
Mm.
So, where was the problem on your end? Because let me go
From
and look at the question. We are using this data set for question 2. It says, so column Q1 code is whether the scholar listened or not. Mm-hmm.
that
Let
one,
me.
this
Mm.
this one, I'd shared. I did it, but there was, I don't know if the first, okay, let me first reshare what I've done today morning, because I managed to collapse. There's a field I collapsed, like the one that has a one, like
Mm.
shows the content that I've worked on. So I've managed to collapse. I don't know if that works, if it's okay. Because today morning I had to
Yes, sir.
redo the thing that I did yesterday. I've sent on your WhatsApp. So my challenge yesterday was I was looking at two figures that are being displayed from the east, the people that answered the yes, and because that is what we were looking at.
Mm.
But from my side, I was having yes, that field, and up I was seeing like two values, which was confusing me. So I was like, am I supposed to have these? Though it was right, yes. But how would I, because I was asking myself, how would I better what? Better present it without having two fields like with the same values. So today
I don't know
morning,
what.
what
Mm.
I did,
Mm. Mm.
eh, today morning, what I did, like how the question says to calculate the percentages of females from the east and south, that listen to the program, because we are picking the value of one that has the yes. Like in my rows, the one I had yesterday, I had that one presenting in the five the one that I sent you yesterday. But today morning, I had to collapse, like it just shows east and the percentage without the other one still showing. I don't know if that is okay.
Mm.
If you look at the one that I've just sent you, if you compare it to the one that I sent yesterday, they're a bit different, though having the same values.
I'm seeing on your screen right now. You can see I'm also sharing.
Mm. Uh-huh. So the first, this one is the last one that I've shared, the one that I've tried working on today morning. But
This
yesterday
one.
it was a bit different because yesterday it was showing the one, that first question. It had a one,
Mm.
like the one that we were being asked. Yes, it was there, but today I've collapsed it. I don't know if that is on the right, that one is on the right track.
Mm. Okay.
Still,
Okay,
yeah,
let's
still,
first run it from the other side. Then
mm,
let's first run it, then you're going to see if where there's a difference. I will understand that what you have done. Can I go and then
okay.
we run it together?
Yes,
So let me first understand the question says, calculate the percentage of females and male scholars from the East and South. Okay.
yes,
We identify, we have this, and then this, not so?
yes, yes.
So we run it, do a pivot, insert, pivot table, new worksheet, and then we said East and South. I mean the female, that is gender, and then we do the regions. We
Mm,
can even do the gender. Let me say here, and then I can pull this and put it there. I remove this blank. Then I do percentage, the figures. That is show value by grand total, percentage
I'm
of
going to,
grand total. I can reduce this. I can either leave the decimal places or I remove them. But if I'm doing the decimal places, I always put only one.
mm,
Mm. So the question says,
mm.
the percentage of
The percentage
female
of female
that listened, uh, that listened to the program. So which one is listening? Now we have to
is a
bring the one that
Q1.
shows that
It's
is
a
the Q1.
Q1.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So let me see if I drop it here, what happens? Yeah.
It has one and two.
Mm-hmm. So female from the east and south. Did I say east and south? East and west.
Yes, east and south.
From the east and south that listened to the program. So that means we are going to concentrate around here because this is all female. But now they said,
Mm,
and listen to is one, not so?
mm.
East and south that listens here. So they're here. So that is going to be 18.1. Have you seen it?
Yes.
You have seen it, huh?
Mm.
Yeah, that is the one.
Wow. So what happened to my work? What did I do wrong?
So let me go and check on your work.
Because this is
Mhm.
what I did.
So yours,
How
is
you
it here? Is
started?
it this one down?
The very first one. The very first one.
Oh, this one here, east and south, and
Yes.
you did some
Yes.
selections. Hmm.
Yeah. So, like from my pivot table, in the columns end, I have gender. Then in the row, I have region and the Q1 code. Then in the
Hmm.
values, I still have the Q1 code. So after the selection, I just collapsed to just have those two just there. So I really don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Yeah.
Let me first test this and I see. I'm just testing something here.
And I also have it in the part of rows because when you try to remove one of the two selections, the 1 and 2, if you don't put it in the rows, it cannot move. I don't know why. So I put it on both the rows and the values.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I put the Q1 under the rows and the values.
Mm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Now I think I'm just thinking, it could be there's somewhere where you might have made a small mistake. That is what I'm thinking, because what we have done here is not wrong. Even if we interchange.
No, let's try it like from your side. You just do
Mm.
what I am just going to tell you. Like we see if we could get your values or it would go to my values. We create a new
Oh,
one, like my way. Yes.
okay. Mm-hmm. We are here.
Yes. So
Mm-hmm.
on the rows I
Mm.
have region.
Mm-hmm.
Then I put gender in the columns.
Mm-hmm.
Then I put I put the Q1 under the values.
Mm.
Then I got another Q1 still under the
Yeah.
rows.
Wait.
Yes.
No, 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 no. That is where you made a
Mm.
mistake.
Eh,
That is where you made a mistake.
okay.
Mm. That is where the mistake is. But let me first do a percentage here and see. No, that is where you might have made a mistake from. Percentage of males and females that listened to the program.
So,
Let me see.
okay, just a question. Why
Mm.
do we include gender under columns and under values
Why do you include gender under columns
and
and under
under
values?
values?
Males and females that listen to the program. Mm. There's something I want to look for. Let me first look for that. Let me first look for that. Nanyunja. There's something I want to check for. But this was an interview, eh?
Mm.
This was in an interview I did at Educate some years ago. You can see, are you seeing there here? You have seen, eh?
Mm.
You have seen?
Yes.
This one.
Yeah.
So that is the percentage. We can do it in any way. I could also do it alternatively, the way I've done it the other side. But here we are right. Here we are right.
Mm.
Now, when you're counting, let me do
Mm.
it another way around. Insert pivot table, existing. Going to do here. Mm, Um, let me do gender. Let me do regions. Mm, And then we and in the that that. Then I do the percentage. Mhm. So females from the east and south who listened. When I do this, I get wrong values. That is the same thing that
Mm.
you're also getting.
Yeah. That is the weird thing. Like, I don't know.
Mm. You can see when we sum up that one, we get wrong figures.
Wrong values. Yeah.
So I think
So,
we
mm.
get wrong values. So I think in the sum here, if I remove the summation, then I put the one for
Mm.
gender.
Mm.
And I remove the decimal places. Mm. Mm. Let me do percentage and I see. Field value setup percentage. Summarize show value as. Mm. There here. So if you do it the other way around, it really doesn't come out. You get it?
So the best alternative is to put the other figures under columns, or when you put the gender down, okay, you still have to put the gender under values.
Yes. Under values. That's what you have to do. Put the gender under the values. Then you'll be able to get the right thing.
Okay.
You get it?
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is what you do. I think let's wait for the rest of the class members to join.
Mm.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Kali, thank you. So I think you can You can start afresh, then you do the same thing just to support you in the learning process.
Right.
Okay, so let's give some few minutes for the rest of us to join. I see some people have already joined. Joshua is here, Kevin, and then Pauline. Pauline and Joshua, how are you doing?
I'm fair.
Okay.
Good
Classes are
morning to
just
everyone.
thought of understanding. Good morning.
Yes, excuse me. Yes, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Joshua. How are you
Yeah,
doing?
so I'm okay from this side. Thank you.
Good. Are you in Gulu City, G City?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, that's good. Joshua, what course have you been given at the university?
Uh, they've given me Bachelor of Arts in Economics. That's the one I've seen.
Okay, that Chambogo?
Yeah, Chambogo.
Then Makerere?
Makerere, I didn't make it on the list. I
Oh,
didn't see
okay.
my name on there. So
Okay.
yeah.
It's okay. It's fine. Okay. Okay, colleagues, I think let's wait for the rest of us to join, then we can start class. Okay?
But I'm still getting the same error.
I'm going to leave this on your screen until you have. Oh, let me put the pivot table is also showing.
Yeah, but okay, just scroll down on the pivot table because I am doing the same thing you're having, but I'm getting the same errors.
Hmm. Go and call her to come. You're still getting the same?
I'm still getting an error.
Where? Are you seeing where I've interchanged? Here.
Oh,
Here.
where?
Where my cursor is.
Yes, it's what I have.
Hmm.
Good.
Are you using a
Mm-hmm.
computer?
Yes.
Should I stop
No.
sharing and first share?
Yeah. Let me try sharing.
Those who have joined, you're all welcome. Our friend Juanita wanted to understand something small from what we did jointly last time. So don't say you have been left behind. You were in this class and you moved ahead of her. But Juanita, you can start afresh. So first pause there. There you okay. So what was the question? East and west, the females from east and south that listened. East and south that listened. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Janet. So percentage of the females, they said females from east and south that listened. That means we are considering, first of all, one, which you have done so. Then you look at where the female is, east and south. So you add the 10.79 and then the 7.29. That is, I think, 18 point something. Around 18 point what? Is it point one? So that becomes what we are interested in. Is that clear now, Juanita? So that we can start class with when everyone is here. Juanita, you're on mute. I didn't get any response from
Yes.
Okay, so that is
I
how you
get I get I
progressed.
get the sum. I'm supposed to get the
Mm.
sum.
Yes, you get the sum. So you can,
Okay.
for when we are doing a comprehensive reporting, we say, from the east, there were these. From the south, there were these. In total, there were these. Or you do
Mm,
the total outside 18.1, then you quote east is equal to this, comma, south is equal to this. That is if we are
okay.
disaggregating it that way.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I hope that is clear so that we can jump onto what we have this morning. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're all welcome for our class today. You found us having a small discussion. Don't say you are missed. Our colleague missed last time and she decided to reach out so that she can be at the same page with you who attended. Okay, so you have not missed anything. Uh, just allow me pick my power cable so that we can start off. But we are now nearing the end of our, should I say the end of our class engagement or the end of our course? Okay. We are doing the very last module that is going to end our discussion or that is going to introduce us to the end of our discussion. I believe by this time you're all well, everything is okay. Yes. Also to inform you, I have already made a communication requesting us to intervene next week. That is on a Sunday with the university leadership, and then they will be in a position to have an official flag out for all of us. What does that mean? That means that by next week, Sunday is most likely going to be our last class engagement. Okay? So after our engagement for today, I'm going to share our very last coursework. So far for the coursework we have for the M&U module, Group 1, Ascent, and also Group 2. So for Group 3 members, kindly work around within your group and ensure at least I can give you the latest time tomorrow so that you can share. If you have a challenge, don't die alone. Feel free to share out so that we can get all this done and sorted. Okay, I believe that is okay. Group 3 members, I hope that is clear. Yeah, if that's okay, so let's go to what we are supposed to cover today in our consultancy. So in the last class, we already looked at the introduction to consultancy, and we had a lot of sharing around that particular area. We looked at why do you need or why do you do consultancy? That is the need for consultancy. We also looked at the different areas of consultancies, whether it's sector specific, whether industry specific, and also those who are general, who do general consultancy. Thirdly, we looked at how you can manage the consultancy process. Okay, very, very important. So we were looking at, and then we had a network issue, and we were yet starting on something very important. We were looking at how you can do negotiation for consultancy, okay? And now we are going to continue with that, how you can do negotiation but also networking. It's something we had already looked at before, but also doesn't matter. We can look at it again so that we can be in a position to finalize that part. But today we shall also look at how do you manage conflicts. Okay, what are some of the ethics you have to follow in consultancy? If time allows, we shall look at how do you do a terms of reference? How do you do an inception report? That is basically what we are going to be looking at. So this is not going to take a lot of time because it's something which is very, very small. Okay. So whenever we're talking about networking and then a negotiation, what is our main emphasis? Our main emphasis is how best we market ourselves. Okay. And we said it is very important for you to market what you do. Okay. Within your networks or within your clientele. It's very, very much important. Okay, so we said you can always increase your revenue or the amount of money that you're earning when you get more client or when you charge more for the services or when you sell or you offer more services to those clients whom you already have. Okay, so when you talk about networking, it's how you build relationships with people to be able to get what you want, to be able to get business. Okay? That is basically what uh, we mean when we talk about networking uh, in a business. In case my network is on and off, please feel free to reach out and then we see how we all get supported, how you see that you don't miss anything. Okay. Okay, so uh, uh, what are the steps to successful networking? Sorry, I think the network pushed me out. I hope you can hear me. Please confirm if you're able to hear me and also able to see my screen. Please confirm to me. People are very silent. I don't even know whether I'm speaking to them. They can hear me or not. Hmm?
Yes, sir. You can see your screen.
Okay. Yeah, we are in class. Let's be contributing so that we get to know everything is moving on well. Okay, so let's proceed. So I was talking about the first impressions being able to matter a lot when you're networking. Why? Because the person you meet with the first time will be able to listen or to learn a lot from what you do. It means you should present yourself the best way possible so that what you're presenting speaks well for you. Okay, what you're presenting is what will make somebody to believe you for the very first time. You present yourself the way you are. Okay. You don't present yourself into somebody you are not, based in your speech, based in your tone, in a normal way in which you live. Okay, let somebody understand you from that particular point. Okay. Two, we are also saying there are also attend networking events. There are a number of networking events that people always attend, and of course, as a consultant, um, that could be one of the areas that should market you into what you do. That should be able to, that should give you an opportunity to share with a number of people from different companies or from different sectors and so on and so forth, and you'll be able to speak about what you do. Okay. Ease yourself into it by starting with the people you know very good. You share your details, to share your information, you share your experience with the people you already know. That is what we are talking about. Set up one-on-one meetings. If you have an opportunity, you can go to an organization and then you speak to them, tell them, you know what, I wanted to share with you my experience I can do 1, 2, 3 areas that can support your company. But concerning in this, sometimes you send your CV, understand what. Sorry, the network is not our best ally, but we shall move on. So I was saying, a pitch deck is a document that you use for packaging what you do. You package or you condense what you do in a pitch deck so that when somebody is, when you're making a presentation or when you share it with somebody, it speaks for itself. That is a pitch deck. Okay. And I said, some people prefer to present to present a pitch deck is in either a Word document or in a PowerPoint presentation or in, in a PDF document, but well and good. The most important thing is we need to know by this time that you package yourself very, very well. Other people have packaged what they do using AI tools. Very appealing way with nice illustrations and nice graphics. That is how best they can do it for themselves. Also for my organization, this very week, we came up with our pitch deck for the organization. And that is what I want to show you so that you can see how it looks like. Okay. If you may need a sample also, by God's grace, we can be able to share this. Let me share my screen so that we can look at the pitch deck. Yes, so this is just a document we finalized this very week. And a colleague from one of the organizations so that works with is it street children also reached out to me and called me and said he needed a pitch deck. He's my friend, a lawyer, so what I decided to do is to share with him this, and I told him, please develop it, follow this process, or follow the guidelines here. If it works out, then we are going to have a review. But this is a pitch deck. You normally it's not a very, very long or it's not a very big document. This is just a PowerPoint presentation of only 9 slides, okay? Talking about the organization or introducing the organization and what it does. That is it. The why now, this gives the details key, okay? That talks about it in details, okay? Okay, so we can move on. So it has given a lot of, we had a guideline for ourselves for all this. And now we have been able to input into all these details. Okay. So the why now, that is the template or part of the template. Then we look at what are the opportunities. Some people say, what are the challenges? For us, we didn't look at it as the challenges. Okay. We looked at this in terms of the opportunities for us to be able to do what we are doing. Okay. We looked at there are so many people who are displaced globally. We also have 12 million plus the youth who have been displaced. In Uganda, there are around 2 million plus. So we have the global context, the youth, the specific sector, or that is the youth sectors. S- uh, Here we have looked at the unemployment rate, because one of the areas is to solve the problem of unemployment. Okay. Here, then we looked at in the DRC as well, the unemployment rate for young people. And then the student to teacher ratio, or the teacher to student ratios, looked at it there. Education being an expensive venture, and then there's no quality education. We looked at all those as our opportunities. What solutions do we bring on the table? Okay, what solution do we bring on the table? That is it. Provide access to holistic quality education and also livelihoods. MHPSS, that is mental health and psychosocial support. Financial literacy and livelihood programs, and then support to refugee-led organizations. What is our model? Our model, okay? What is our business model, our CEOTA model? And for you also, what is your model of doing business if you're doing this as your business, okay? You let your donors, your potential donors, to be able to understand what your model is. For us, our model is identify a refugee child, whether a girl or a boy, identify that from the community, take them to primary or kindergarten school. From primary, you move them to secondary school. From secondary, educate them in at the university, support them to join the university. Then from that, have some leadership training, mentor them, okay? To be real leaders in the community or wherever they go to. And at the end of that, while you are training them in leadership and entrepreneurship, so that they can transition into a job, okay? That is why in the Shangwale refugee settlement, we have our schools. We have the nursery, we have the primary, we have the secondary. On how the transition, the model works, okay? So this is our model. When we are presenting to our donors also, we say, this is our model. Get somebody in school at the lower level. Get somebody in school at the lower level. Let them move through the secondary level to the university. Let them learn or have some leadership training and entrepreneurship. And they be able to transition into a job or in any income generating activity. That is our model. For you, you can also define your model or your what to do. Okay? You can define your model or what to do. Okay? Yeah. So we also speak about our impact. Some people here speak about what they have been able to do. Okay? And this is it. What you have been able to do. Okay. The impact at the primary, secondary, university access, our reach in the community, humanitarian access, and so on and so forth. So if you have worked for 2 or 3 or 5 organizations, you state it there, okay? Then we have partnerships with all these funding bodies, okay? After that, we have universities that we work with. We have Sciences Po in France, the African Leadership University. I don't know, that is, I think, in Nairobi. We have Agnes Court College, University of Kinshasa, the University of Rochester, Bugema University, Westminster College, and so on and so forth. All these are some of the few universities that we partner with in the whole of Africa. Then this is now the main reason why you're presenting the pitch deck. If you're presenting to a donor, it is important for you to ask or request from the donor how much you may need, and that is it. So this is the pitch deck that you always develop. So in short, it is a document that guides you on what you can do, what information that you're supposed to package, and so on and so forth. Okay, so just a second, let me sort out the children. Okay, sorry about that. I guess we can continue if you can hear me and you can see my screen. Yes, so we have tips for effective networking and building business contacts. These are really not very new things. They are just bullet points that you can always read and understand. But most important ones, you come prepared with a goal, with a clear goal in mind, or what you do, who are the partners you've done work for. You get very, very important. That is why sometimes, like we said earlier on, sometimes you find yourself doing work on pro bono for free. Okay. When you're aiming for bigger things in the future. So you can, and when you're talking to a potential client, you don't say, I have done pro bono service for this kind of people. You say, I have done work for this kind of people. And yes, if they ask for, they rarely ask for, at what budget did you do the work, okay? Yes, and so on and so forth. So these are things you can read and understand, but to a bigger extent talks about uh, how you can manage a client relationship, how you can communicate, okay, how you can package yourself very, very well. Okay. Okay, so introduction to marketing in consultancy, challenges of consultancies, getting the training, paying client. That is very, very key. So marketing consultancy is about defining your market, identifying the client needs, developing and selling uh, consulting services that fully satisfy the needs, ensuring retention of the clients, conducting market research. Let me talk more about ensuring retention. When you retain, how do you retain a client? Get that client, work for them, do quality work, give them a very, very objective kind of recommendation, okay? In one way or the other, you will be able to retain uh, such kind of a client. By that, we are meaning they will always be reaching out to you if they have a similar kind of venture or the similar kind of assignment that they would like you to do. Okay? Very, very important about that. You need to be clear about the things, what you do, whom do you target, and why should they hire you. Very, very key in these areas, okay? Even in the job market, very, very key. They ask you, what can you do or what do you do? Okay? In that scenario, they may not ask you if it is a job, whom do you target? But here, they can ask you also who are the people that you work with. Those are the people that you target, okay, or that you work for. And why should they hire you? They're talking about the skills, they're talking about the experience, they're talking about the good or the quality kind of work that you do or you offer to your clients or to people who have actually hired you. Okay? So there's a self-reflection here that you can have. Who is your ideal client? What is it that they really need and or they want that you can provide? Where can you most effectively reach them? What kind of message that can cause them to take the next step to work together with you. Very, very key. Okay. The objectives for market research, we're not going to dwell so much about that. The principles. Okay. Okay. These are also bullet points. The principles of marketing consultancy services focus on the client's needs and requirements. Do not sell what your potential clients will not need. Very key. Every client is unique. Don't misinterpret yourself. Don't oversell. Overselling makes people to have too much expectations. For example, if you use statements such as, I am the only one who can do this. No, those are statements you cannot use, okay? Somebody will hire you with too much expectations, okay? Just say, I have experience in this. I have done this before, and I know I can deliver in the best way possible. Very, very key. Do not decampaign other consultants. As an organization, they might have worked with other consultants who did for them very good work. They have maintained a relationship for quite some good years. You don't decampaign other consultants, okay? Even if you have come across the work that they did not do well. For example, in my area of work, you find you're working for an organization, they have never done a baseline, now they want you to do an end line. I have a similar kind of engagement that I'm having for some project under CBM, Christian Blind Mission, okay? They're implementing a project in the Mango, I think, hospital. They have given us the assignment to do the end line, but there's no baseline, okay? The officer told us clearly, please, you're doing an online, but baseline evaluation was not done. So now at that point, and yet for them, they're giving you the money and they want to see impact. Okay? And you find indeed there's some they have implemented and the project went on well. You see that? So at that point, you do a retrospective baseline. At the same point as you do online, you also ask for, you develop the same questionnaire with some baseline questions. Very, very key. Yes. So that was, I think, whether the consultant did not deliver or themselves they did not. You see that? Referrals, only consultants who have done good jobs can expect a useful referral, either by word of mouth or otherwise. Yeah, so people will always refer you that if you need this service, please reach out to so and so. Very, very key, okay? Professional publications, articles, books, brochures, and so on and so forth. Seminars and workshops, very key. Okay, location and appearance of office, also very, very key. Web page, thing to do with the logo and name of the firm. Market research. By the way, name of the firm can also support you to do good work. For example, when you start a consultancy firm, and your consultancy firm is not limited by name. What do I mean by limited by name? You start an organization and it is the name starts with you. Maybe let me say maybe Uganda Young Evaluators. Okay. Now, whoever is reading it, whether they're reading it from Sudan, in Ethiopia, they know for you your work is limited only in Uganda. You see that? So you choose a name that makes you either to stand as a Pan-African or to stand globally. That can still work for you. Even if somebody in India wants to engage you for some data analysis, they will reach out to you. Okay? Even when somebody in US wants to work with you, you're not limited by only the work you do in Uganda. That is how best the business name actually helps you. Okay? We have number 7, responding to requests for proposals. Uh, after this weekend, you will be able to respond to proposals, okay, in a very, very good way. Okay, these are things that you can do: printing business cards, on function interactions, giving free speeches, volunteer free labor. We talked about that. Attend cocktail parties, newsletters and mailings, attend trade shows and exhibitions, build the network. Some of you are here, you're very good marketeers. Even what we're talking about, you have broad experience in. Okay? And that still that supports you in the same way when you're doing consultancy. Where does your network come from? Friends, family, colleagues, past and present, the university or alumni associations, students or participants, very key. Okay? That's why whatever kind of engagement you have with the people, know that it may be a business for you. Okay? It may be a business for you. And even some of you have made recommendations even to me. Okay? I have somebody who made a recommendation for me here, and the people support agree to meet me even today. Okay, you are the students, you see that, all participants. Okay, you have made a recommendation to your tutor, which is very, very key and very, very good. Even me, if an opportunity comes, I also make a recommendation for you. Okay, so that's why when you're working with the people, you don't take them as if they cannot support you or they cannot do something good with you. Okay, work with you with a lot of professionalism, with a lot of respect, with a lot of support to one another. And in one way or the other, that is creating also business for you. Okay? People who meet you when traveling, very, very key. Francis, when you're going to Liberia, and then you meet some people in the plane, you can introduce the person seated next to you, say, my brother, I am called Francis Vaney. I've been in Uganda in school. However, I also do work in areas such as this and that. My business card is here, or my contact is here. If you have an opportunity, we can always interact. Very, very key. And things work out for you like that. I remember in my early days of career, uh, I was moving to Thailand. My early days of career, I was moving to Thailand. By then, I was a sportsman by that time. Now I'm telling you what I'm not supposed to tell you. By then, I was a sportsman. Ever since my secondary school, I used to do karate. I don't know if you know karate. Uh, so I'm a karateka. In short, I am a fighter. Those days, not now. So when I was growing up, I grew up in my senior 1, 2, 3, 4. I did karate and I represented the country. Okay, so I used to still do it even beyond school, but now I work best to be a trainer, not as a not as a direct participant there. So, but by the time I started working, I was still representing. So I joined a club for Uganda police, and they used to take us for those karate trainings, and they used to take us for karate competition. So I also came and I joined the team for Uganda police. I fought in Uganda with the two people. They were students of Ndege University. I qualified. I went to Burundi, fought with one person. I got to draw. We got drawn. We drew in number of points with that man. I qualified. I went to Rwanda. I qualified to represent Uganda at the East African level. So that's when I went to Thailand. In Thailand, on the way there, I met an old man, a senior citizen. Yeah. I know you cannot believe this, but I have a black belt. So when I put on my black belt and I go where people are training, they have to first, they have to shout in Japanese to me, saying senseru, which means respect. They know when you appear with a belt in a karate, people get to know that you're a trained person or you are someone who is experienced. Okay, so I have my black belt. I've taken years without going to a dojokai. Dojokai is a training ground or the training place. Okay, or where you go. Yeah, so I met this old man and then he was very quiet. We were in a plane and I told him, you know what, I'm specializing in agricultural statistics and I want to learn a lot in that area. The man was quiet. He listened to me like for 20 minutes. Then he asked me, so where do you stay? I told him I stay in Kampala in such a place. Have you worked before? I told him, yes, I've worked, but I've done work only in areas such as this current. He told me currently, what are you doing? What are you going to do in Thailand? I told him I don't have a job currently, but I intend to start doing something which is professional, which I can do. Then he said, okay, get this number. There is somebody who stays next to you, see you. When you reach out to that person, tell him, I've never forgotten that name. Tell him, Nicholas said you can, said let's us talk. And now you tell him you can do this, and that, and he's going to see what to do. And that was the discussion. Okay. And from that time, I did some work for those people for some good time. That was under Malaria Consortium. okay, in my early days. Actually, the very first job that I did was a project officer job when I was just out of school. Project officer job, malaria consortium. I was based in Kabong. After Kabong, I went to Kagadi. They would send you to different places. Kagadi, Shivale. I went to districts such as Jumani those days. I think that was around 2012 or 2013 there. Okay, before I started doing the real M&E work. So what I'm trying to say is the people you meet while traveling or the people you meet on your way, some of them can actually be your potential clients, so they can recommend you to clients that can work for you. The prospects from presentations, good trade unions, trade organizations, the neighbors, the pub. The pub is not a is not hell. What I'm saying is a lot of business happens in pubs, okay? And those people give genuine business. When someone knows that we always out with this colleague, they give you genuine business. This is my partner, okay? Sports clubs, professional associations, the church, okay? Contacts from exhibitions and conferences. So many places, okay? And by this, at this level, you already know most of this where you can meet your potential clients. The procure tips for marketing. I'm not going to talk much about that, but it's very important. The points are there. What are the challenges of consultancy marketing? Intangibility. You sell or you promise what has no proof. Okay? In consultancy, if you're selling what to do, you're not going to be moving with the samples in your hands. So, to a bigger extent, you're promising. Your work is only in a promising. If you give me business, I can do this. If you do this, I can do that. You see that? Okay. Very, very important. So we promise what we cannot provide proof for at that particular moment. Two, no guarantee. Okay. When we're saying consultants do not provide guarantees that their products will solve the client's problem. You do what you're supposed to do, make recommendations and so on and so on and so forth. But there's no guarantee that even the recommendations you're going to make will solve the problem of the organization. You see that? Excuse me. It may even be trial and error. Okay. There's a risk-averse clients, consultants sell promises, and individuals will not buy mere promises. You see that? Functional categories such as all those. Some people may be in such areas, okay? The market segments. These are the market segments. The functional category, and so on and so forth. The NGO sector. Those who work for either small and so on and so forth. Okay, success in consultancy conclusion, getting clients, retaining them, providing relevant solutions, improving performance, meeting operational costs, then the well-paid for assignments. Then we have this one here, which is called a spare. Very, very key. All these are things you may. By the way, when you're working in they look at how many donors see that. Do you in them, so on and so forth. Negotiations. I'm not going to talk much about all this. All these financial negotiations, tax. I'm not going to talk more about this. Things to do with the negotiations and here and there. So I would request that we can move to the next. Unless somebody asks a question, very, very key. But this is one important thing that it's important to always build networks and then be able to have businesses that can work for your consultancy firm, or can you work for you as a consultant. I want us to look at let me see, is it conflict management? We can do this also very fast. The ethics in consultancy. What are some of the ethics? Remember, this very paper or this very module is supposed to be is called this one is called consultancy skills development, but there's also ethics in consultancy. When you go to another level, PGD or masters, you study ethics in consultancy. Add something very, very broad, okay? Or consultancy ethics, okay? Very, very broad. And this is where sometimes actually we are taught by lawyers. Okay. Even for you to be able to know. But one thing you need to be aware of in every dealing that you're having, whether as a staff for an organization, whether as a consultant, and so whether you're working as an independent person. Sorry about that. The network had thrown me out. Let me share my screen again and we proceed. Okay. Okay, we can proceed. So we are saying ethics are moral principles that guide the conduct of individuals. And the study of moral obligation involving the distinction between right and wrong. Very, very key. At this point, we are not supposed to be telling you or guiding you on what is right or what is wrong, how you should behave. We expect even when you get a job somewhere, they are not going to question your ethics. They are not going to question your behavior, okay? A number of things that we are going to talk about that can make people to start questioning. Did this person go to school? Did this person learn from their previous jobs or even when they were in school? Okay? It's not good when you are the one whom they call at workplace that please, we have a discussion. We have realized that people are not behaving professionally. Okay? We can make a lot of fun when we're in class here, but when we are at work, we are not going to make fun. Okay? Yes, you make the working environment very, very key. For me, people know I am a very noisy person at workplace, but I make noise where it's necessary, when it's necessary. See that? When it's necessary, people say we have a lot of vibes. At office, sometimes I go for work in a cape. You see that? But it's also important to study your environment and get to know, are people okay with this? One time my ED told me, even if you, for you, even if you have dreads, you come here in dreads, that one doesn't matter. All what matters is, are you doing what you're supposed to do? Okay? Studying the environment is very, very key. Now, in terms of business ethics, we have right or wrong in the workplace. You need to value management. And we're saying consulting ethics is increasingly being made the responsibility of an individual consultant rather than the institutions that develop consulting practice. Conflict of interest leads to unethical practice. Who can explain what conflict of interest is? I want somebody to explain to me what conflict of interest is so that we all understand from different perspectives. Pauline, Lisa, Arthur, Diana, can you people explain what conflict of interest is?
I can give a try. Good afternoon,
Yes.
class.
Good
Conflict of
afternoon.
interest means if you have a prior motive to something. Such examples include like people who date at workplaces. You fail to perform properly because someone else will judge you based on their emotions or some other reasons. Then I'll give also another example with the Temangalo thing. I think everyone has heard of it. For some that didn't hear about it, it was about Amama Bawazi, who was by that time in government and offered land to the government to buy his own land. So something like that raises conflict of interest. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pauline, for the great trial and for the examples. Good. Any other person who can, with a different opinion or example? Conflict of interest can happen in different ways. Any other person? Okay. Thank you, Pauline. Alvin,
Good
you have
afternoon.
something to say?
Just to add on what Pauline had said,
Yes.
in my understanding, conflict of interest is a situation whereby you could have a personal interest, or it could be a private interest, but in a way it could compromise your loyalty, or should I say your integrity. For example, let me say at work. I'll give an example of maybe in the HR department. For example, let's say you have a relative who is also an employee who has been maybe, let's say, involved in a situation at work, and then you're supposed to decide their fate. One is your relative, the other one is not your relative. So in a situation like that, we could say there is a conflict of interest because this is your relative. You might end up, it would compromise your decision making because this is someone you know as a relative, and while the other one is not, you might find yourself making the wrong decision or taking their place. So if we find out that this person is related to you, we could say there was a conflict of interest. We wouldn't know whether the decisions you made were 100% correct, or should I say right, something like that. That is how I would add on to what Pauline said. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Alvin. That's a very good example. And that brings a clear understanding somehow on this matter of conflict of interest. In the same way, you may be in procurement. Like we said the other time, it involves the bidding process. Then because you know somebody, you tell them, please apply. And since I am here, I am going to give you. Okay? That is also conflict of interest because you're being conflicted in a way that you know this person and you have an influence or you have a decision-making power. You find somebody is simply getting it just because you are the one, just because you know them. Remember, this is different from where I know you as Alvin. I have some opportunity that I would like to send you for, and I tell somebody this guy can do it. That is different. Okay. In another way, you have given a very good example of something happening in the recruitment. That is a very, very key one. In another example, in a workplace, you find maybe a consultancy has been planned for a consultancy has been planned for, let me say, 20 million. For somebody has written a proposal to do it for 15 million. Because you don't want the other money to remain, you also want to gain from it. That is now individual conflict of interest. And you tell somebody, please write a budget to cover the 20 million, but the 5 million is going to be mine. Are we together? You see that? This is one of the ways in which is the commonest in the consultancy world. Now, I want to be when I was doing this course as a short course somewhere, somebody told me, okay, the lecturer himself told us that, you know what? When you do M&E, sometimes you need to be flexible. Especially when you're being hired as a consultant, you need to be flexible. Okay? How? Sometimes people will even come and start bribing you, you get, to do what you're not supposed to do. It is better you not to take the bribe and then you do what you're supposed to do in a very clear way. You tell them, I think I'm not going to take this money, but what we want to do is this, this, and that. Sometimes you find you're evaluating work which has been done by the engineers brigade, for example. You're the one evaluating their work. So you see at the other side, you have the high level of the decision-making power, okay? Of what? Of the people in uniform, of the people who hold the guns. Now they're waiting to hear from you what you're going to say. You see that? So conflict of interest is one bigger thing. And by the way, if you're a consultant, this is one way they can set you as a trap. They can set you as a trap. They can set a trap for you, okay? Somebody bringing a lot of money, or some people even ask, how much are you giving us? You see, all these are very common things. I'm telling you things which are very practical, okay? So let's move on. However, having the ethics and good morals are very, very important. Importance of ethics and integrity, genuine desire to help others. You see that? Extreme honesty, ability to recognize the limitations of one's competence, ability to admit mistakes and learn from failure. This number two, 2 points, the first 2 points. Point one, genuine desire to help others. Extreme honesty. Currently, in my work, we work with the refugee youth, people who are vulnerable, even the host communities. People are very vulnerable, okay? In such kind of work, you must be honest. You must have a heart to help others, okay? You don't stigmatize people, okay? By saying certain words that can actually bring them down the more. For example, you know you're working for a refugee-led organization, an organization that works with refugees. You're not going to start telling them, your people are very vulnerable. There's nothing which has been done. You okay? Somebody will start doubting your intelligence, your integrity, your competence. You see that? So there is that strong need for ethics and integrity. At Utamu, we emphasize this a lot, okay? Be someone of high level of ethics, high level of integrity, okay? Those are no-go zones. Key ethical considerations, okay? What are the key ethical considerations? You must follow the ethical standards. Okay. We are going straight to look at what are the key ethical considerations. Misinterpretation and collusion. Okay. You collide with an insider, or you, an insider, you collide with someone out. Someone comes to do the work, they pretend they don't know you, but yet you know that you have a 5% in their work. Okay. 2, we have misuse of data. Someone misinterpreting the data. Okay. Very, very key. Lack of confidentiality agreements. If you don't have, in every clause, people always put there as an ethical consideration. Every clause, whether contract, whether job offer, they have that quoted somewhere, okay? Confidentiality, you'll keep confidentiality at all times in the organization. When media people come in the organization, don't appear to be that person who wants to talk to the media so much and you give information. You have had in organizations where someone comes and they tell you, please, they ask information and the person will respond, I don't know. See that? I don't know. Okay? Someone will tell you there and then, I really don't know. You can ask the spokesperson of the organization. Not that they really don't know, but they want to maintain confidentiality. Okay? Value and goal conflicts, technical ineptness, very, very key. Key ethical considerations. Okay. Okay. The key ethical consideration, misinterpretation of this consultant's skill, professional technical ineptness, misuse of data, unethical misuse of data would include collusion, coercion, and so on. Promising unrealistic outcomes. You see, this is one key thing, especially a common one from the young people, okay? Promising unrealistic outcomes. You know very well, never much you speak, this is not going to be done the way you have said, but you want to promise heaven on earth. Okay. Okay. What do we value in consultancy? Honesty, openness, voluntarism for the people you're going to interview, integrity, confidentiality, development of people, development of consultant expertise, high standards and self-awareness. Very, very key. Okay. Okay, these are statements that you can always read relating uh, to um, to all those ethics and integrity. Which I'm not going to follow them. 6 pillars of character: trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, justice, caring, and citizenship. Okay. If you're not trustworthy, no one is going to offer you anything to do. Okay. If you're not trustworthy, no one is going to offer you anything to do. Very, very key. Okay. Okay. So you must be somebody who is trustworthy, someone who has respect for others. Okay. I always give you an example of our class here. We are here in class. I know your names. I cannot start shouting your name anyhow. I have to respect you. Okay. Hey, Catherine. Oh, Ashiro, Catherine, tell us this. Please, you have been quiet for ever since we started class. I have to respect you. Okay. I have to accord you that respect you deserve. And in the same way, you also have to do what? To accord someone respect. At a workplace, if you don't have respect, you find yourself missing out on a lot of things, okay? In so many ways. You see that. Fairness and justice, good caring, citizenship, very, very good. I can move on. These are the 6 pillars of character. Ethical ground rules, foster a culture of honesty, remind group members that they don't have to like people to work with, affirm collective responsibility, and so on and so forth. Okay? Benefits of ethics in consultancy promotes for professionalism and reliability, cultivates teamwork and productivity, ensures being in the legal lines of your work. Very, very key, by the way. Being in the legal lines of your work. Some people can sue you if you're not ethical enough in what you do. Okay? If you're not ethical enough in what you do, you will cause the organization a very huge financial loss. Okay? And so on and so forth. As we have ensures being cultivates teamwork and productivity, good. And some of the statements here. Key question to think about as a consultant. What are my core values and beliefs? Very, very good. What are the core values of the organization? Are my values and beliefs and interests affect my work? What are the effects of my actions and decisions? See that. How will I approach the creation of an ethical organization? Very, very good. As a leader, you have so many roles to play. Provide sound ethics training, instill strong organizational values, develop ethical behavior influences, build an integrity-based organization, implement plans and strategies to achieve ethical excellence, and so on and so forth. Even the ethics in an organization is attributed to the leadership or the leader in that organization. Very, very key. There is conflict management, and we are saying what is a conflict. We studied this. A battle or context or opposing forces existing between what we would call the primitive desires and morals, religious or ethical ideas. This is according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary. Okay. But of course, the other time we said in a project, conflict is a disagreement between two or more parties. Okay. A state of incompatibility of ideas between two or more parties. This is the most correct one. So we are saying it's a practice of identifying and handling conflict. Conflict management is managing a conflict in a sensible way. Very, very key. Okay. Types of conflicts, they are there. We looked at all those. Under what conditions do conflicts occur? Scarce resources, conflicting attitude, communication barriers, and so on. How to create a conflict, not being a role model, taking credit, no being judgmental, sending written messages. Okay. This issue of subordinate, come and see me, make yourself inaccessible, individual versus teams approach, telling them what to do. Okay. All those things. Not being flexible, this thing of please come tomorrow. Okay. Someone tells you, please come tomorrow. You're not flexible at all in the kind of work that you do. Very, very, it's not good. Okay, move on. Okay. Just a second. My screen is taking long to respond. General causes of conflicts. We looked about all this. The methods to deal with the conflicts. How to deal with conflicts is there. Avoid it, compromise, collaborate, accommodate, and create a competition. Win-win. Steps to resolve conflicts, they're all there. I'm not going to repeat this. We had them. Okay. Yeah, so that's how you do conflict management in the consultancy work that you do, which is the same as what we did the other time. Okay. So in our next class, I want us to look at that is going to be tomorrow. And if we study this tomorrow, we are going to look at how do you do a terms of reference, three major things. A terms of reference, and then an inception report. And once we have that, we are going to do the last one, which is a capability statement. How do you present yourself in a what? How do you present yourself when you're applying for a consultancy? Capability statement, we can also say is a CV, okay? A consultancy CV, okay? So those two major things, and that is what you're going to do. As they are not a lot, but we shall spend some little time. Then you do a coursework, and then we shall call it what? A done deal. We shall call this course also done. So tomorrow we shall look at how do you write a terms of reference. We already saw some terms of references here. Some terms of reference, the TOR. Okay. Let me see. We have okay. Hope this is for Save the Children. How do you do a terms of reference? How do you respond to it? And how do you write? An inception report? Okay. Evaluation report. I've shared with you some evaluations that have been done. But tomorrow we shall look at all that. Now, what does that mean? I'm going to share with you. Let me see here. You know, I share with you things which are working out, which are practical. I share with you things which are practical that you can also do. You can do on your own, and you'll be able to. Which works for you. I'm going to share with you a number of them. But for today, let me see. We have some consultancy work here. Okay. Share for else, rise, self-help Africa. I want to, okay. Yes, this is a TOR that was sent out. We are going to have something related to this, something like this. They said write a final report, present the relevant stakeholder, write an inception report, okay? And the tools, develop data collection tools, and so on. So we are going to respond to this tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow we shall be able to respond to this. And when you're responding to this, how do you respond to it? When you see a call like this, how do you respond to it? This is how you respond to it. Let me first stop sharing this. This is how you respond to it, okay? This is how you respond to it. You write a technical and a financial proposal to respond to that. You have to understand, this is what we shall cover tomorrow, but I'm introducing it today. You have to know what to do. Submit it to Self-Help Africa. You see the the cover page. The cover page must be very appealing. Okay, you see the cover page. This one I prepared it, and we were two with a colleague. I have a friend called Asha Cantono. She's somebody uh, she's somebody I studied with, and she wanted to learn M&E. She learned. She worked for a number of organizations now. She's also in some NGO currently. She's one person that I mentored. This was in 2023. When you're responding to that, you have all these contents, okay? Small as that document may be, all these are the contents, okay? What are the technical considerations? Now, in the technical consideration, when they're evaluating, they look at what is your interpretation and understanding of the TOR. How do you understand it? That is the first thing we are going to look at, okay? How do you understand it? What is the duration of work? Where are you going to do the work? What objectives? Okay? That is for me when I'm evaluating your work, that is what I look at. Then what are the technical proposals, the technical aspects, which includes the methodology, the study design, who are the people you're going to interview, okay? The sampling methodology and size, okay? And the data collection tools you're going to use, the key informants, the focus group discussion, desk review, how you're going to do structured and unstructured observations, how you're going to manage data management, which includes analysis and reporting. Very, very key. You remember the ethical considerations we talked about? As a consultant, you also present them here, okay? Very, very key. Then the health considerations, not going to dwell so much about it. The work plan, you present it there. Now the work plan details, as a consultant, you present your work, you present in a number of days. This one is what we thought this consultancy would take us 21 days to deliver, okay? All this, the roles and responsibilities of the consultants and then the client, okay? The profiles of the client. Someone is saying something? Okay. I'm just showing you this. These are the things you're going to do, okay? Who are the consultants? What services do they do? The team composition, all this, okay? And you detail all that you have done. That was at that time for each person. And I'm going to request you to write, to start packaging yourself. What have you done? Here, these are the things I've done, okay? These are the things Cantono did. The fail enumerator, then the financial proposal, okay? This one was amounting to 8 million, the first cost. The second cost, 6 million, that's around 1 point something. 14 point, that for 21 days, okay? And you also, yeah. So that is the technical proposal. That is what you're going to be responding to tomorrow, okay? Yes. There's one which I like so much. I'm going to look for. I responded to it for Bloom. It's called Bloom. Yes, it's here. Under Bloom, we also, I need to see the advert. The TOR. This was the advert, okay? 4 pages. You need to understand this, okay? Of course, after this, you first look at the advert, you respond to it the way we have done. After responding to it, what do you do? When they have taken you, that is when you write an inception report. Okay? That is what we are going to look at tomorrow. We're going to look at all this. Now, this one here, we fronted our friend, lady. We responded to this also. And then we have the technical and financial proposal. You're going to see. This is the cover page, very appealing. Let your cover page always to appear big and nice. Okay. The team is here. The lead consultant, we fronted this friend because she was directly doing such kind of work and she worked in the organization before. And then I came as the associate. Then we have one of us who came as the what? As the another associate, as a data manager and field supervisor. But this was when we wrote in March this year, the expression of interest and so on. I wrote this because the people could not write this. So technical considerations, background and context, interpretation, and our understand. When you write like two, you will be well versed with all these things, okay? The geographical scope, the time scope, the content scope, the methodology, you can see that. And I will share with you this, okay? The evaluation criteria, you remember this. The target population, so on and so forth. Data collection tools. Remember, a 4-page document is making us to respond with a 38-page what? Document, eh? Okay. The evaluation criteria and how we do that. The objectives can move faster. The sample size calculation. Okay. That is why we always involve some of you in this area. That gentleman you have seen we involved Laban. Laban is he was a student at UMI who came out and said, I want to also support in doing this and this. Sometimes they involve you and they give you little money depending on the budget. If the budget is there, they give you a lot of money, okay? So consultants is one area that you need to look at, okay? Some of you are engineers. You can write consultancies for welding, for renovations. You see that? You are an engineer, you can do that work. Alvin is an electrician, I think. You can do that work, you involve other people, you are the main man, you get a lot of money, okay? Consultancy is a way to go. Tomorrow we are going to look at this. I've already given you how you respond, the work plan. Okay, this was taking only 20 days. The roles and responsibilities, related assignment. These are assignments that I did myself, okay? These assignments that I did myself, I've fronted them there. Of course, not someone would say this man has a lot of money. No. You find these ones, we have worked with the people, okay? You don't do all this work alone. Some of them you do alone, some you don't do alone, okay? Proposed the team, and then you can see that I have more experience than this person, okay? 12 years, this one has 9 years, but she came as the what? As the lead because of the industry specific, okay? Laban has 5 years. You see that? Who are we, what we do, and so on, our team, and, the financial proposal. Now, this is another one. We fronted down, we presented a proposal worth how much? Worth 89 million for 20 days. You see that? Now, this one has not yet come through. They are still reviewing. They gave us feedback. If they find that we are the successful one, then we go. and do the work. Okay? Yeah, so tomorrow is what we're going to be doing, and that is what we're going to be responding to. And how you can write an inception report. Okay? I'm going to give you a sample of inception reports and how you can package yourself when someone is talking to you. I am Francis. This is Francis. Francis has a, has a certificate in project management, monitoring and evaluation. This man also did as courses. Yeah, I think this one qualifies. Never give a chance to some. Even when you're applying for a job, never give somebody an opportunity not to look at your application. Okay? Beyond here, we're going to support ourselves. How do you package yourself in terms of a CV, or even when you're writing something about yourself? Okay? The time when Utamu reached out to me and then they asked me that, you know what? They didn't ask for my CV, by the way. They asked for my profile. Okay? The Otamu asked for my profile. They didn't ask for my CV. Okay? When Otamu asked for my profile, I presented, this is a document that I sent to them. Okay? I sent to them all this. They said, I need your profile. And this is the profile I sent. All this. Okay? See that. Short courses in that. They said, just present us the profile. Don't send the CV. So the profile, this
You're
is
not
our
sharing
profile.
the screen, sir. Excuse me.
Oh, sorry. 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 Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, so this is it. When the university wanted me to start supporting, of course, after going through the same institution, yeah, this is what I shared, a one-page document detailing all this, my profile. Okay, you can see that. These are some of the short courses I've done. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But I've done 16. Okay. I've just put the relevant ones. Plus these ones. Okay. M&E statistics, PGD, M&E, trainer of trainees, impact evaluation, international. Okay. Certificate in project planning and management, certificate in M&E, and then statistics and this. So the bachelor's here becomes a starting point. Some of you starting point could be a diploma. Some of you can be a certificate. You can see all this, okay? Yeah, so how you profile yourself. When someone says we need your profile, you can always do that. And this is what made me to be offered an opportunity to share my knowledge with students like we are doing now, okay? As a consultant, this is what you can do. Then after this, I have a university. I have somebody, a professor who reached out to me from Case Western Reserve University. And then he said, you know what? He said, you know what? We need to see your CV. We need to see your CV because I was looking for I'm looking for a PhD, but I want to do PhD by lecturing, okay? Where I go and I can be lecturing somewhere. So they told me we need to see your academic CV. Okay, and I also have my academic CVs here. I have my academic CV. Of course, this one is detailed. So you can see that at a certain time, you don't need only a job CV. You need an you need a job CV. You need an a consultancy CV, and then an academic CV, depending on how you have, what you have done. The people wanted to see, they wanted to see basically my areas of research interest. Want areas of research interest. Where is it? And this one, they normally align it with theirs. This one, I think I presented in another document. Yeah, but basically, these are the things that people would want to see. So at a certain time, you always, people will always reach out to you and they would want to understand some of the things, okay? From you based on the way you have packaged yourself, okay? Which is very, very key. So tomorrow we are going to look at that. I don't know if there's any question up to this point. I'm going to share with you the coursework so that when we do tomorrow, you can reflect within your coursework and then be able to do. It's not a hard thing, okay? Just like the ones you have been doing, they are not hard, but they are just to make you learn. Any question is welcome.
Yes, I have a question, but I want to share my screen. I'm facing some challenges in downloading the materials on the e-learning. I can download, but it cannot open. I don't know why.
Are you able to share your screen? Please try it.
Let me see. Are you seeing my
Okay.
screen?
Yes.
Okay. So you see right here, let's say I download.
Click on it. Just say click on it.
Yes, I click. Then when I come here, you see what come here?
Yes.
And you just see, it's what I get. I don't know why.
Francis, I think it could be the version that you're using.
Okay.
Is it for only our resources?
I think it's for only that resources.
First, go back to the e-learning platform.
Mm-hmm.
Right click.
Mm-hmm.
So does it happen for all resources like this?
No, I think only this the new material you sent. That's
Okay, okay, this is a PowerPoint presentation. Are you able to open any PowerPoint presentation, the one in your computer, not these ones?
yes. For me.
I don't see any PPT in that.
I'm coming. I think okay. I think these are the PPF. It's like it's my computer. I don't know why. Because these are all PP.
So
You
I
see.
think you can confirm that It is not our. It is not a fault in our documents. There are no mistakes in our documents.
Okay.
So I would request to get a better version of PowerPoint. PowerPoint, yeah, version. Then you that is going to help you to download them.
Okay.
Okay. So, colleague, thank you. I wish you a good Saturday or weekend. Let's meet tomorrow. I will confirm with you if Saturday is probably, next week we are going to be able to meet with the university leadership. I will confirm with you that. Then, secondly, next Saturday, I want to bring a gentleman here who is very good in using visuals for AI visuals. Okay. Those visualization tools. He has been a student here, and I want him to come and give us a guide. Okay? So we are going to be working like that. We share knowledge with one another, and then we benefit from others. Great. So have a nice time. Let's meet tomorrow. I will be sharing the coursework towards the closure of the day. Whoever has not submitted courseworks, please reach out to me. We get this done. Okay? I'm going to end meeting for all. I wish you a good day.
Excuse me, sir.
Arthur, is your hand up?
Yes, please.
Evangel.
I was having a request list for tomorrow's lecture according to what we have had. Could there be maybe an adjustment time? It is possible, maybe the evening hours, so that some of us. Thank you.
Okay, so maybe I know we can continue with that discussion even on WhatsApp. I'm going to bring it here to ask. I am okay, but if it is evening and being a Sunday, then it has to be late evening, not afternoon and not early evening. By early evening, not 4 p.m., not 5 p.m., not 6 p.m. Because on Sundays, we always have a group meeting somewhere. I'm one of the executives, and we meet every Sunday for some group savings, and it's a very important one. So, colleagues, is that okay? Do you think we can meet in the evening to favor our colleague? But will people be there anyway if we say late evening? For me, I'm okay. You agree on the WhatsApp group? Once you're okay with it, you let me know. But that is not, I'm going to request you that should be after 6 p.m. to make it practical, on my end.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's see how it goes.
Okay, Arthur, I'm requesting be the one to author that discussion in the WhatsApp group.
Okay, so thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. All right. Let's contribute to what Arthur is going to put on WhatsApp. If it is possible, let us have it there and agree that is possible. If it is not, also, let's be open. Okay? Bye-bye.